In the last few weeks, a lot of time has been spent going down to community programs organized. You have a number of these what you call Majlis Kesyukuran. So I go down to thank voters for their support. There's a very strong sense of happiness, if I may use the word. People are generally very happy with the outcome, and of course also they have expectations that some things will change for the better. And so this is what I note. Uh, we in the last 3 weekends actually we spent a lot of time going around and visiting some of the places I've been to before and some new places. The scale of problems is large, really. Um, I've been to low-cost flats where the lifts are not operating, conditions are really, really terrible. Some places where applications for grants are still pending after years and so on. And some of these problems are quite fixable because now the land office is under the state government, and I think in a matter of time we will solve these issues, although not overnight. And I keep emphasizing to the people in Subang that we will also be fixing local government in the near future. We are going to be reappointing new councillors and stressing upon them that this is a different era of government. This will be good, transparent, responsible, corruption-free government in local authorities, and to start dealing with a lot of their issues. Half the problems are actually in the hands of local government and can be resolved. It all depends on the nature of the problem. Our first priority right now, of course, is set up actual physical presence. So now we're setting up an office in Section 8, Kota Damansara. Dr. Nasir Hashim has operated his office for some time now in the Subang side. Elizabeth Wong will open an office in the Bukit Lanjan area, and we will be coordinating with our past colleagues for an office in Paijara side. So we have actually this set of what you call service centers where people can physically touch base with us. Now, then of course, a lot of the immediate responses are actually just responding to the existing problems, and dealing with them. And there's a wide range of them. Now, in terms of a more systematic approach to problems, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up liaison groups for each of the local authorities. So I will have a team dealing with MBPJ, a team dealing with Majlis Bandaraya Shah Alam, and as well as a team dealing with Majlis Bandaraya Selayang, so that when issues come up between our residents and those local authorities, this team will then kick into place and move to act on the problem. Yeah.
Now you become.
I have less hours to myself. The days are much fuller, so I can sense now. Of course, this is the first few months. It will be very busy. It will settle down a bit after the first 2 or 3 months. But I have the sense that I have to drop some things I've been doing in the past because new responsibilities are there. But at the same time, it's an exciting time. I just feel sad sometimes when I see the extent of the problems that have been created by the previous government, the state government, and the totally unnecessary situations are there facing us, which could have been solved much earlier, which we now have to start solving, and which I'm confident that given time we will. No,
The talk has been.
yes. There's a lot of speculation. Frankly, I prefer to follow Anwar Ibrahim's advice, which is repeatedly given to us and to the public. He's told us, let us concentrate on the 5 state governments. Let us show to the people who supported us that we can deliver. We can run these 5 state governments properly. And federal government, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, we will get there in 4 years' time. We are very confident about that. But if it is destined to happen earlier, let it be. As they say, pues será, será. The Pakatan Rakyat has just been announced. They will be having meetings between now and the first session on the 28th of April, and I think they will make a decision by consensus. The difference today with the Pakatan is that now you will find from now we will move as a collective body. We're not going to be making, or maybe but we may be making less, what do you call it, single party policies or announcements. So more of our uh, statements or policies will be announced after discussion, and it will be a collective decision. And so the idea of the Pakatan is that uh, policies are standardized and made more uniform across the 5 state governments and so on. And we will move as a united force. So, it won't be Kedah doing something and Perak doing something different and so on. Or the DAP saying something on some policy and, Guardian and our past doing something different. So that's the idea of the Pakatan, to give a sense of solidarity, unity and collective purpose.
So it's going to be an organization like
It's a coalition. It's a coalition. We have a structure where all the leaders meet, they discuss. We have a secretariat that's about to start functioning, and basically now where 3 parties were separate before and met from time to time by a form of loose cooperation, now we have a more formal structure, which means the cooperation is much more enhanced, and more important, unity and coherence of purpose and mission. Today is the 3rd of April. The election was done on the 8th of March. I think Barisan National, and that includes the Prime Minister, is still going to have some difficulties adjusting to this new reality. So I think some of the current statements and positions taken are reflections of that difficulty. At some point, I think they'll have to come to terms with the fact that it is in the interest of Malaysia and all Malaysians, including the Barisan and ourselves, that there is cooperation, and we work together so that we don't undermine, each other to the extent that people's interest is damaged. So, but I think now they are in a state of flux and transition and trying to adjust to this new reality. We hope it improves, because it must. In the interest of our people, in the interest of the nation and our people, they have to learn to cooperate. And I think as far as we are concerned, and this is seen in Guan Ying's statements, he's made it very clear. We are ready to cooperate and work in the interest of Penang, and that goes for all the other states. Well, you see, yeah, I mean, I have in mind a number of issues to take up, but which and when they're taken up, actually a lot depends on the actual agendas in Parliament. This is what we were told this afternoon, this morning during our parliamentary briefing. So, but clearly as matter of priority, I'm taking the same approach as Dr. Banaziza announced, the 5 priority issues for Keadilan, economic issues, management of the economy, issues of personal security, human rights, rule of law, and national unity issues. And I'm going to add one more, which is electoral reform. So that is what we will bring up in Parliament on a regular basis. I believe that we would have actually formed the federal government if this election was free and fair. Because it wasn't free and fair, we only won 82 seats. No doubt it's a major gain from the past, but still, it prevented us from rightfully claiming the federal government. So there's still a long way to go in terms of electoral reform, and I keep reminding even our colleagues of that, that much more needs to be done, and we will speak for that both inside and outside Parliament.
a different scenario like
Yes, very different. I was welcomed at the door to Parliament, in a very different way.
and
It's a good feeling. I mean, really, it's a good feeling all over the country. And what we're feeling is, people feel now that things are going to change for the better. And these are very early days. We have a lot more good things to come.